What's up, guys? Devil Dog Gamer here, and if this game looks a little too real, well, everyone is talking about that. This is Unrecorded. This is a new police game that is on the new Unreal 5 engine that is kind of shot in a body cam-esque like way. And it's got the internet abuzz as to people thinking this game is fake or is it real. And honestly, for about a week of looking through this footage, I was extremely confused. This game looks so realistic that it actually fooled me a little bit. I thought it was just straight up footage that somebody had filmed with a GoPro and they'd kind of made it look like the game a little bit because everything about it just looks so freaking real. And I know there's going to be some people in the comments that'll be like, no, this isn't a game. This is real life footage, and it just made it kind of, everyone's thinking it's a game, but it's a scam. No, this 100% is a game, and the developers even proved it. They have put out footage of them in actual engine where they drop into the game world and show it off. And that's how far they had to go to prove that this was actually a video game. That's how crazy realistic this is. This game actually fooled me a few times because, one, when they bring up the guns, the sights aren't always aligned. There's a lot of movement and play, just like it would be in real life. The weapons manipulation looks super realistic, something that you would do if you were, holding the gun. And there's even a part in the trailer where the guy chokes up on the grip, adjusts his hands on the firearm to, reset his grip. That's something I've never seen in a video game ever, and it made me think it was actually a video, like someone was walking around holding this gun and it was just a video they're trying to pass off as a game. But no, this is actually a game, and this might just be the most photorealistic video game ever made at this point. While I don't think this game's going to have groundbreaking story and mechanics, I think it's an amazing tech demo to show off what Unreal Engine 5 is fully capable of. Now, we actually have seen in the past few months a lot of people using this body cam style of gameplay. There's some horror games coming out on Unreal 5 like this. This is the first shooter one that's been shown off. This is a huge technological advancement. It's showing how crazy photorealistic gaming is getting with the new engine. It's showing off a new style of gameplay with this body cam style. And it's just kind of opening the door to other AAA studios like, hey, this is what you can do with this engine, and just raising the bar so much higher. Now, of course, because it is a police game, most of the news I'm seeing about it is like the controversy of like, oh, is police and yada yada, which is just, everybody's just so damn soft lately. I have no idea what they put in the water, but geez, everyone's a soft snowflake. I don't mind the police setting. It's whatever. It's a shooter game. It's a video game. Who gives two craps that it's cops and things like that? So I don't care about the controversy on that. I'm more realist about what is this game really gonna have for us. When you ADS, the sights aren't aligned. It doesn't really seem like it almost looks like this game's actually meant to be a VR game, in the sense that, I don't know how the aiming's taking place. It doesn't look like your mouse is controlling it. There's a lot of twist. There's a lot of up and down, with the gun from the hand. There's not like a fixed position like you would get if the game was, if your gun was being controlled by a mouse. I think that we're finally starting to get to the point where the lines of shooters are starting to be blurred. Like, people were so dead set that this wasn't a real game, that this was real life footage. You get that a lot with like flight simulators, DCS, things like that. Games where it's really hard to tell the difference unless you're aware that it's a game. With this, even gamers were having a really heated divisions on whether or not this was a game or if this was real life footage. I was even convinced that it wasn't a game either. That's pretty much a first for a first-person shooter. Most first-person shooters, they're dime a dozen. The way the gun's held, the way the UI, everything. You can tell immediately that it's a first-person shooter. This is the first time a lot of us have been convinced that, this isn't a game from a first-person shooter standpoint. I think it has a lot to do with not only the style of the camera with the body camera, because, the way the fisheye and everything works on it, but also the animations for it, the way the gun's held, the movement of the gun. That was the big one for me. The way the gun moved wasn't typical FPS. The way they handled the gun wasn't typical FPS. It looked like somebody was holding an airsoft gun and running around filming it with a GoPro strapped to their chest. I don't think the gameplay of Unrecorded is going to be anything spectacular. I think this is just a glorified tech demo at this point, which it's a fantastic looking tech demo. It's showing people what the new Unreal Engine and what people with a little bit of ingenuity can pump out of it. All we have to do is wait for the AAA developers to catch up, because these photorealistic graphics are unmatched. It's creating such a conversation about if it's real or not, that once a AAA developers start getting on this and actually start, getting the new game engines, developing games for them, and extracting the most out of them, we're gonna start getting the lines completely blurred between reality and game. This just opens the door to so much more, and I think we're finally getting to that point to where gameplay just is going to be looking so much more realistic than it was before. Games now, they can either look ahead of their time or they can look dated just by how long the development is. With the drought in gaming and everything being slowed down so much because of coronavirus, that I feel like games are kind of lagging behind in the graphics department. They're still behind, and they're not looking like they're next gen every single time they come out. Of course, the big problem with this is console holds development back, especially if you're trying to make money, because everything sells more on console. But I think the future is finally getting close to where we really start getting these super graphically enhanced games that look like real life. I'm excited to see more of this game, to see if they, what's the variation of maps going to be like? What are there going to be? Different weapons, rifles, shotguns, what the overall story is, what the gameplay is. Right now it just looks like a glorified tech demo for just photorealistic body cam scenery with the, the weapon handling, but really don't know what else there is. Of course he's asking if, where this one guy is in it, so obviously it means maybe there's a story to it. I'm not holding my breath for that whatsoever. Is it a game kind of like Ready or Not, where, you have to go in and clear out buildings? We just don't know enough about Unrecorded to really speculate on what the gameplay is going to be like. Other than that, it's a shooter that looks very realistic to where people think it's fake, and it's, on this weird body cam style. That's all we really know about this game, but it's generated enough of a buzz that I think a lot of people are gonna check this out when it does come out. This is either an amazing marketing ploy to kind of do something like this, or this game's really gonna be something cool. I'm not really holding my breath for it. I've been so let down with games lately that I just don't care until I actually play it. I mean, hell, the only game that I give a crap about coming out in the next year is definitely Stalker 2 and Broken Arrow. Everything else can just get fucked at this point. But I think this looks interesting. I think it's something that's on the radar. It's definitely shows us what the future's like. Let me know what you think. Did you think this was real life, footage, or did you think it was a video game? I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below.